Okay guys, so today I'm going to show you how you can build your own custom widget in Elementor like this one. So this is a testimonial, for instance, but you can build whatever you want. So as you can see here, we can enter our own text. So if I add a triple X here, as you can see, it's going to change it right there. We can change the name, maybe John Doe. There you go. We can add a URL. You can change the open new window, add follow. And then also we can change our own picture. So let's select another one here. So let's insert. Very good. And you can change the background color as well. So let's select another color for maybe one of these. Okay, perfect, like this. And you can also add social media icons here. So you can create as many icons as you want. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And you can set your own icon and then link it directly to your social media platforms. So let me show you how you can build this from scratch. Okay, so let's create a testimonial box, one single box that we can duplicate as a widget, okay? So let's go to CodePen to make our life much easier. Let's find something that's ready-made. So let's go through this. So what we're looking for basically is one single box. As you can see, this one is 3 of them already. This one is a slider. So we're looking for something simple, one simple box, okay? So let's have a quick look. So open this one. Okay, let's have a look at this one. That's one single box. So open. Let's have a quick look between those two. What's the difference? So this one is a slider. So we could use this. That's not a problem. But I think this one is more suitable. So let's go ahead with this one, okay? For this, let's go to our WordPress dashboard and let's install our main plugin. So we go to plugins, add new, and in the search box, looks for unlimited elements. So this is the one here, okay? So just install, activate. Very good. So you can skip this altogether. Don't need that. Okay, and as you can see, you have all these different plugins. So basically unlimited elements. It's all types of widgets that you can add to your WordPress installation. So you have free version and all that, but we're not interested in that today. We're going to add our own widget, create our own widget from scratch. And then for this, you're going to click on add widget. And let's give it a title. So testimonial, Mr. Web Review Testimonial. You can give it a description as well and add widget. Okay, very good. So now in the search box here, look for the testimonial widget. So this is the one here. And as you can see, if you hover on top, you have a pencil. Click on that. And now we're going to create our widget. So that's to edit the content of our widget, okay? Now to test this immediately together, we are going to open a new page. So let's go to pages. Let's add a new one. And let's call this one Mr. Web Reviews Testimonials, publish. Okay. And now we're going to edit with Elementor. Okay, so this is our landing page, right? Now let's go back to our widget. And as you can see, the first thing that you can do is give it an icon. Obviously, every time you have a widget here by the side, you have an icon attached to it. As you can see, text, we have a T, the text editor, you have all those lines. So you might something that's representative to a testimonial, obviously, you know. So you can choose here. So let's put maybe user, okay? Let's select maybe this one here. So just underneath here, you can see you can use dynamic content as well. So if you have advanced custom fields or any of those type of plugins installed, you could create dynamic content and import it directly here. Just for this demo, we're just going to use static content, okay? Just easily. So now let's go back to our demo here. So this is the one, as you can see, you have a bit of HTML code, you have a bit of CSS code. So now we're just going to copy and paste this in this plugin, okay? So this is the HTML. Now we're going to HTML, paste it here, and we do the same with the CSS, sorry. There you go, we're going to CSS. There you go. And now you can also add JavaScript, and JS, CS includes all together, okay? So let's go back to our HTML and let's have a quick look at what it looks like. Okay, so the title here, we don't need it. And we don't need the closing footer here either, so we can remove that. So that's basically it. This is our widget itself. That's all we need. And in the CSS, let's make sure there's nothing extra that we don't need. The body, we don't need this. Can remove that. And the top bit, import Google APIs, don't need that either. So we'll keep it very simple like this. Okay. So let's click update. And the footer here as well, I just noticed we don't need this for the CSS because we don't use it. So let's keep it as clean as possible. Let's update again. There you go. And let's go back to our Elementor page. So let's refresh here as well. Okay, and let's look for Mr. Web. There you go. So this is the one, okay? So it's there already. Now we can drag and drop it on our page. There you go. So this is working already. As you can see, this is displaying the exact same thing as what we have here. Okay. So this is working. Very good. So now we need to make all these fields customizable, obviously, So we need to be able to change the text here, upload our own picture, change the name, change the domain name, and change the color here in the background. So let me show you how we can do this. So let's go back to our widget. And for this, we're going to create an attribute. So the first attribute will be for the testimonial itself. So this is a text box. So let's create a new attribute. So testimonial. Okay, so this is the one. And we have a description here. So we don't need this. So basically, what type of field? So this is a text field. I think maybe a text area would be better for this, okay? And here we can put type your testimonial, okay? Very good. And we can allow to edit the font as well. There you go. So we have the very first one. So as always, click update. And then now we go to our HTML code. And we are going to change this. As you can see, we have a few, this code has been added, testimonial row. So now we can use this. So as you can see, part of our HTML, this is where the content of our testimonials is located. So we can delete this now and insert this one instead. Okay, so let's click update. Now we go back here, let's refresh, reload. Now let's click on our testimonial. And as you can see, now we have a box here where you can type our testimonial. You see, it says type testimonial. So that's the default value. Okay, so let's insert some text again. So let's grab this one again. So copy and paste. So Control C and Control V. There you go. So this is basically how this is working. It's working fine, isn't it? And now we also have the style feature. As you can see, testimonial styles, which is this. If you enable this, now you can change the font as well. So you could change the font size immediately from here. Isn't that great? You can change the font itself. So maybe we want to have maybe Montserrat. Okay, very good. You can change the font weight, maybe thicker or something like this. And you can play around with these basically, So everything is customizable immediately from here, including the color. So if you wanted to, So let's go with a dark gray maybe. Okay, so this is working now. Now let's take care of the name and the domain name here, okay? So we go back here and let's create two new attributes. So add attribute. So the first one will be a text. So this is going to be the name. Then we're also going to allow font edit. So basically this feature here is the one here, the style feature, okay? To change all related to your font. And then let's give it a default value. So Joe blog, for instance, okay? Update. And let's add another one. This one is for the website. So this is a link this time. So link, okay, very good. And www.mrwebreviews.com, a default value, right? So add new. Now let's insert those two into our HTML code. So let's insert the name here. As you can see, we have Alex Snow. And this is in H3 brackets. Now, because we have the styling feature enabled, we don't need the H3 brackets. So let's replace this with a P, like paragraph brackets, okay? And let's do the same for the domain name, the website. There you go. And now we can insert our value here. So instead of Alex Snow, we are going to have the name. And instead of the website here, we're going to choose this one here. So website, okay? Very good. So let's click update. Now let's go back to our Elementor page and let's refresh, reload. Very good. As you can see, Joe blog and www.mrwebreviews.com. So you click on this. Now you have the name and we have the website as well, And here for the website, you can even select if you want to open this in a new window and add no follow. So these are the usual ones that you have with Elementor anyways, Now again, like we said, you can change the style here of your name, So if you go to style, this is the name style. You can enable this. And then now we can change the font altogether. So you might make it a little bit bigger and maybe thicker as well, So if we go back to our content, as you can see, we have our testimonial, we have the name, we have the domain name. Now we need to take care of our image. So for this, we go back here and now an image is slightly different. It's an asset, okay? So for this, we need to create a new asset. So we go into assets here and we need to create a folder and then give it a name and then upload our picture right in here, okay? So first, let's create our folder. So let's call this one testimonials. So this is for all the pictures related to the testimonials, okay? And now if we click on this, now we can upload our own picture. So here we can drag and drop it. So let me fetch this here. So I'm just going to grab this one and drop it here. There you go. So I have a random picture here, okay? So let's close this now. So we have our image. Now let's insert that image dynamically into our HTML code here. And for this, we go to attributes, create a new one. So add attribute. So this one is going to be an image media. So this is why we had to create that folder, okay? And this one will be image, okay? Very good. And you can also select this, add image size select. So basically, if you do so, he will create different sizes and you can select different types of thumbnails, full size, maybe 1024 by 1024, 800 by 800 and so on. So this might be a handy feature as well, okay? So let's add attribute. And now let's insert this in our HTML code. So where is that image? It's right here. So let's remove this and let's replace this with the image, okay? And as you can see, I have all the different sizes. So just for this one, I'm just going to select the full size image. But if you wanted to, you can select a smaller thumbnail and so on, okay? So let's insert image for now. Very good. Let's click update. And let's put this to the test. So we go back to our home page here. Let's refresh, reload. As you can see, there's no image here anymore. If you click on this, now you can select your own image. So let's click on this. So you can upload your own file or select from the media library. I'm just going to pick a random one here. So maybe this one here. Insert image. There you go. Now we have Joe Blog. He has an image now, which is great, isn't it? And again, you can select the size here. So medium, large, full size, and so on and so on. So all the usual features are built in here automatically, you know. So this is very nice. Now let's take care of the background image here. How can we change that color? So this would be a nice one as well, okay? And for this, we need to fetch the CSS ID of this section here. So we need to preview this now in the front end. Very good. Now if you right click on this section, inspect. And now let's have a look. So let's scroll back up. So this is the one. There it is. Okay. So now let's fetch the ID. So it's called testimonial footer. So Control C. Now let's go back to this section here. And now let's create a new attribute. So this one will be a color picker because we need to select a color. Okay. So where is this one? Color picker here. Okay, very good. So let's say just color. Okay, let's keep it simple. And right here, we're going to copy our CSS ID dot testimonial-footer. And now we need to give it a value here. So which value are we going to change? Well, it's the background color, isn't it? So this is the CSS value. So background-color, semicolon, and then you're going to copy this one here, exactly this. So Control C, Control V, just like that. Now add attribute, update. Now let's go back here and refresh. Then you're going to see it's going to work fantastically in just a second. As you can see, there is no color anymore, so which is a good sign. Let's click on this. So it's right here, as you can see, color. So let's pick a color. So you can select one. Let's pick one from the background here, just like this. There you go. And now we have the exact same color as the image. Fantastic, isn't it? And now I'm going to show you how you can add an additional feature. So let's add maybe some social media icons here, okay? So maybe Facebook, Twitter, and let's say YouTube or any social media icon they want to add. So for this, let's go back here. And as you can see, this is not part of our HTML. So what we're going to do is just add another section, you know? So we're going to add another div within this one. So as part of our footer here, just underneath this. So still as part of that div, we're going to create a new div. And this one, we're going to call it social icons. Yes, social icons, that'll do fine. And let's close that div. Okay, so there you go. And right here, we're going to insert our icons, okay? So now we need to create them. So for this, we go to item attributes. And we need to enable this. So this is basically slightly different. You have attributes and item attributes. Item attributes will allow you to add a loop, basically. So you will be able to display several items in one row, okay? So let's create a new one together. So let's add attribute. And this one is going to be social icons. This is what we're going to call it. And for this, we're going to select here icon library. There you go. Very good. And you can also enable SVG select if you wanted to. So let's add our attribute and let's click update. Very good. And now we need to insert it right here. So once you enable this, it will add a new type of icon here, which is put items. Okay, so this is a put item. So let's click here and let's insert our put item. Very good. So this is inserted properly. So let's go back to our Elementor page. Let's refresh. Okay, so let's click on this. And if you scroll down, as you can see, now we have items, and now you can add as many items as you want. So we could have maybe Facebook. Click on this, and then let's click Facebook. There you go. Insert. Very good. So now, as you can see, we've created this, but we need to link this somewhere. As you can see, there's no URL. So we need to repeat this again with a URL this time. So item attributes, add an attribute. So link. This is a link. This one here. Okay. And there you go. Add attribute. And now we need to add our put value into our HTML code. So basically you have the put items here, okay? And here this is the item that will be repeated. So HTML, this is separate, okay? So for this, we're gonna add an ahref equals, and then the value, and then close our a value. And we're gonna insert an icon. So let's fetch that from font awesome here. So let's look for Facebook official, maybe this one here. So this is the code here. So Control C. Let's paste this here. There you go. So this is basically how you would normally type it, generally speaking. Okay. Now let's use our different values now and insert them in here. So basically ahref. So this is going to be our link. Okay. So we have the item link. There you go. Now we're going to replace the FA Facebook here. So this value with our new value, which is this one here, the social icon. So let me hide myself here for a second. There you go. As you can see, this one here, item social icon. So let's insert this here. Okay. Now let's go back here, update. And now everything going well, it should display properly. Okay. So let's give this a go. So let's go back to our Elementor page. Let's refresh. No, let's update first and refresh. Okay. So let's click on this. As you can see, the icon is already displaying, which is good. So we go to items now. Very good. And now we can add our URL. So www.mrwebreviews.com, for instance. Okay. And then again, you can select if you want to open this in a new window and add no follow. And then you can add more than one, obviously, add another one. So let's call this one IG for Instagram. So let's look for the icon Insta. There you go. Insert. Very good. And then hashtag here for the URL. And let's add YouTube, maybe YT. Let's look for YouTube here. Oops, YouTube. There you go. Insert. And then a URL. You'll paste it here. And there you go. As you can see, now we have 3 of them right here. So let's click update. Now, as you can see, your icons here, they don't stand out very much. They're in red because these are hyperlinks. So this is based on your general settings of your website. So I was hoping we could change this using the style feature, but I couldn't find how to set this up. I reached out to them. I said, I'm currently recording a review video about your widget builder. I would appreciate a bit of help. And I asked them how to do this. I haven't heard from them since it's been over a day and a half now, maybe 18 hours altogether. I haven't heard back from them. So if I hear back from them, I'll let you know in the comment section how you can do so, if it's feasible, obviously, So you can also duplicate your plugin, your widget very easily, as you can see, just like this, and as many as you want, and so on and so on. So there you go, guys. This is basically how you can build your own custom widget.